gentlemen, it's my great honor to present the next chair of the Democratic National Committee, a great friend, a champion of working people, a progressive leader, a visionary American, Mr. Tom Perez.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, folks, I would like to begin by making a motion. It's a motion that I have discussed with a good friend, and his name is Keith Ellison. And the motion I would like to make to the body is a motion suspending the rules, if I may, to appoint Keith Ellison Deputy Chair of the Democratic National Committee. Now, I'm not sure.
As other such offices as you prefer, but you are...
Tell me the phrase I'm supposed to utter. That was fine. Okay. I'm not... Did I hear a second? All for? Opposed? Hey, wait a minute. The silence is deafening. The motion passes. Congressman, the floor is yours.
Allow me to congratulate our chair, on successfully passing his first motion. Good job. Right. But I just want to say to you that I'm very, very proud of Chairman Perez. In this race, he conducted himself with tremendous class, grace. I want to say that everybody you see in front of you, I tell you, it's so funny. There was a news report that our race was boring because we weren't attacking each other at some point. Y'all remember that? We were all quite proud that we were not forming the circular firing squad. And I just want to say to you that if you came here supporting me, if you're wearing a Keith t-shirt or any t-shirt, I am asking you to give everything you got to support Chairman Perez. You love this country. You love all the people in it. You care about each and every one of them, urban, rural, suburban, all colors, all cultures, all faiths, everybody. And they are in need of your help. And if we waste even a moment going at it over who supported who, we are not going to be standing up for those people. We don't have the luxury, folks, to walk out of this room divided. We don't have that luxury. And I just want to say to you that it is my honor to serve this party under the chairmanship of Tom Perez. And I just want to say to you that I have a list of people to thank that is far too long for me to recite this moment. But I'm going to try a little bit, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank all of you all who's worked hard on the campaign, all of you who cooperated and helped and were friends. And I want to thank all of my friends in the labor community. I want to thank Lee Saunders, who's just an awesome brother. I want to thank Randy Weingarten, who's just outrageous. I want to thank Mr. Rich Trumka. I want to thank David Cox of our federal workers. I want to thank Lily Garcia. I want to thank the entire labor community. I want to thank Larry Cohen. I want to thank all of you. And if I have missed you, charge it to my head, not my heart, because I love you and I'm grateful to you. Let me also say that I want to thank my family who came from far reaches to be here with us today. If I could just say quickly, my brothers, Brian, Tony, Eric are all here, and I love you guys, and thank you all for coming. My sisters, Carla, my sister Melissa's here. I want to thank you. And I got a great friend named Kim who's here, and I want to thank her. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. So I'm about to give back the microphone to our chairman. And I just want to tell you that the earnest work that we must do to confront Trump, yes, but even beyond that, to establish a country in which everybody can aspire to a good life. That country, the Democratic Party, we got earnest, sincere work to do. It's going to be under the leadership of Chairman Perez, and all of us are going to help him, and all of you are going to help him. Thank you all very much.
We have been joined by three members of Congress, stalwarts from the House of Representatives, fighters, Barbara Lee, Maxine Waters, Greg Meeks. Anybody else? Thank you so much for joining us on stage. These folks I had the privilege of working with at the Labor Department and the Justice Department before that, and they have been such remarkably successful people. So you know what, folks? I'd like to have you give one more round of applause for an incredible group of folks, and that is the other candidates on this stage. Because you know what, folks? I frankly found myself, when I first got in this race, going to their website because I was learning a lot. Sally and I have had lunch a number of times talking about our shared interest in building 57 state parties that work. Jammu and I have had we had a drink last night at about 11 o'clock talking about our shared interest in making sure that this party works in every zip code. We have a Wisconsin tie, Peter and I. Mayor Pete is going to be the example of how Democrats win statewide in red states. There is no doubt in my mind about that. Ray Buckley, with his distinguished history of leading parties in New Hampshire and his distinguished leadership on the ASDC. Sam Ronan, who brought an important perspective and passion to this campaign. Thank you, Mayor Pete, and thank you, Sam, for your remarkable service. And my good friend, Jamie Harrison. Jamie Harrison, the pride of South Carolina. You know, Jamie's got game, as we said. We all have game up here. And we were all in this together, and I really want to apologize to the media because we did talk about issues. You know, we didn't do any of the other stuff. And that's what the Democratic Party is about. And people kept wondering, I can't help but be a little amused when Keith and I had dinner one night and folks were snapping photos. Because, you know, Keith, the congressional district that I visited the most when I was the labor secretary was Keith's district. Why? Because of our shared values, because of what we work on together. We work to lift wages together. We work to make sure that collective bargaining remain part of the American fabric, because Keith and I understand that when unions succeed, America succeeds. We understand that when unions succeed, the middle class succeeds. And that's why we spent so much time together. And that's why when I was looking in the audience here, there was someone holding up a sign that says unite. And I could not agree more. And for the two of us, that is easy, because we were always united in our values, and we will always continue to be united in our values. And we are united in our love for the Democratic Party, our love for the diversity of the Democratic Party, our love for the robust discussions that occur in the Democratic Party. It kind of reminds me of Thanksgiving dinner at my house, when we have the extended family, and we have spirited discussions, and we have viewpoint diversity, and then we all lock hands and celebrate our shared interests. My mother was the second youngest of 9 growing up in Washington Heights. They had viewpoint diversity. There were 3 of them who were Yankees fans. There were 3 of them who were Giants fans. And there were 3 of them who were Dodgers fans. That's real viewpoint diversity for you New Yorkers. And so that's why they could come together, and so we can come together. I need to tell you folks at the outset, I know that I have more questions than answers. I told you before this morning that Team Tom means team. And as a team, we will work together. I will be calling you with regularity. And my first question will be, what should we be doing? And I will not simply be calling the voting members of the DNC. I will be placing house calls with so many others. This past Monday, for instance, I was in Seattle, and we had a remarkably spirited discussion, not only with voting members, but with other spirited Democrats across the spectrum of the Democratic Party. That's what we need to continue to do. We need to make house calls. We need to listen to people. We need to get back to basics, and we need to move forward, because I am confident, my friends, I am confident that when we lead with our values and lead with our actions, we succeed. That is what the Democratic Party has always been about, and that is what we will continue to be about. When we communicate our message of inclusion and opportunity for everyone, the big tent that we are, that is our strength, my friends. And when we have these conversations, sometimes spirited, sometimes difficult, that's not a sign of weakness. That's a sign of strength as a party. And that's what we will continue to do. Because as I've said, and as Keith has said, we're at this where were you moment in our nation's history. Someday, they're going to study this era in American history, and they're going to study it alongside the Know Nothing movement. And they're going to ask the question of all of us, where were you in 2017 when we had the worst president in the history of the United States? And we will all be able to say, whether you're sitting here, whether you're sitting outside, or whether you're looking on across America, we will all be able to say, the United Democratic Party led the resistance, ensured that this president was a one-term president, and elected Democrats across this country, from the school board to the Senate, to the state treasurers, to the state attorneys general, to state secretaries of state, to senators and governors, to District 6 in Georgia in April, to New Jersey and Virginia in November. And next year, we're going to have a market correction in all of these states like Maryland and elsewhere, where there's no business having a Democrat, having a Republican in the governor's race. That's what we're going to do when we lead with our values, when we unite, as you say. That is what we do, and that is how we succeed. Dr. King said, you know, the road ahead will not always be smooth. There will still be inevitable setbacks and rocky places of frustration. And at times, our feet may grow weary, but we must walk on in the days ahead with an audacious faith in the future. I come to you, my friends, with an unrelenting optimism in our capacity to move forward, because I have had the privilege, and Keith has had the privilege, and all of us have had the privilege of getting to know you. I know we can win the battles ahead. I know we will win the battles ahead when we put our values forward, when we lead together, when we mobilize this grassroots energy, because January 20th was an undeniably important day, but January 21st and beyond was far more important for America. Millions of people stood up and said, Donald Trump, you do not stand for America. Donald Trump, we will not allow those values to divide America. And that is what we will do as a party, leading with our values, moving forward. That's how we will win. It is an unmitigated pleasure and privilege to take this gavel. And I recognize I have a lot of work to do. I recognize I have a lot of learning to do. And I would simply ask everyone across America, whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, unaffiliated, another party, to simply listen to our message. Come with an open mind. Because you know what, folks? Our values of inclusion and opportunity, we have those shared values. And when we lead together, that is how we succeed. And I will be out there listening and learning a lot in the weeks ahead. And I want to say thank you to everybody in this room, regardless of who you supported, because you were supporting the values of the Democratic Party. That is our strength. Thank you very much. And I want to relinquish the chair back to someone that I want to end by asking you to give Donna Brazil a remarkable hand, because Donna Brazil came in during a very challenging period and helped lead the party. And I want to say thank you so much, Madam Chair. You will always be Madam Chair to me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. It is now my honor. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You'll be able to see portions of today's DNC meeting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time tonight. Former Labor Secretary Tom Perez elected the new DNC chair, and Representative Keith Ellison elected by voice vote as the